This is VOA News. I'm David Byrd. House Democrats have started making their case against President Donald Trump in the U.S. Senate. We get details from AP's Sagar Meghani.
They'll have 24 hours of opening arguments spread over 3 days.
The House believes that an impartial juror, upon hearing the evidence that the managers will lay out in the coming days, will find that the Constitution demands the removal of Donald J. Trump.
Head impeachment manager Adam Schiff says the facts are indisputable, that the president abused his power to seek foreign election help and then tried to cover it up. Republicans like Lindsey Graham are not sold.
You got an uphill battle with me.
The partisan lines are drawn in the Senate and across the nation. An AP-NORC Center for Public Affairs research poll finds while the public is slightly more likely to say the Senate should remove the president, Americans on both sides are set in their stances and doubt the trial will do anything to change that. Sagar Meghani, Washington.
The District of Columbia, meanwhile, is suing President Trump's inaugural committee. We get details on that from AP's Ben Thomas.
The suit accuses the committee of abusing nonprofit funds, saying it coordinated with the Trump family to grossly overpay for event space in the Trump International Hotel, just a few blocks from the White House. It alleges committee staffers knew they were paying prices that were grossly above market rate, but didn't consider less expensive alternatives. The committee is also accused of using nonprofit funds to throw a private party the night of the inauguration for 3 of Trump's children, Donald Jr., Ivanka, and Eric. Trump's inaugural committee has maintained its finances were independently audited and all money was spent in accordance with the law. Ben Thomas, Washington.
For more on these stories and the rest of the day's news, be sure to visit our website, voanews.com. This is VOA News. Chinese health officials announced Wednesday that a new coronavirus has killed 17 people in the country, a sharp increase from the 9 fatalities that were reported earlier. The announcement comes as the World Health Organization delayed a decision on whether to declare the outbreak an international emergency. Lisa Schlein reports from Geneva.
WHO spokesman Tarek Jazarovich says WHO experts and health officials in China are conducting investigations into the outbreak.
Much remains to be understood about this novel coronavirus. Not enough is known to draw definitive conclusions about how it is transmitted, clinical features of the disease, its severity, the extent to which it has spread, or its source.
Based on previous experience with respiratory illness, Jazarovich says limited human-to-human transmission is likely occurring. But he adds this is not an airborne disease and people have to be in close contact to get infected. He notes a public health emergency of international public concern has been declared only 5 times by the WHO. Lisa Schlein for VOA News, Geneva.
Russian President Vladimir Putin approved a new government on Tuesday, which he described as a break with the past. Reuters' Francesca Lina reports.
Russia now has a new government. Approved by President Vladimir Putin on Tuesday, it keeps many veteran and senior ministers in place, but brings in a new economy minister and a new first deputy prime minister.
I sincerely wish you success. Not only you are invested in your own success, not only all of us in this hall now, but the entire country is invested in it.
The new government was formed less than a week after Putin unveiled a sweeping shake-up of the political system, which led to the resignation of Dmitry Medvedev as prime minister, along with his entire government.
That's Francesca Lina reporting. Iran's president told European powers Wednesday not to copy the United States by undermining Tehran's strained nuclear pact with world powers. Emer McCarthy reports.
Iranian President Hassan Rouhani is telling European powers not to copy the United States by undermining Tehran's strained nuclear pact, but also pledged that Tehran would not seek nuclear weapons whether or not the deal survived. Britain, France and Germany launched a dispute mechanism in the deal this month, accusing Iran of violating the deal that has become increasingly frayed since Washington pulled out in 2018 and reimposed sanctions on Tehran.
That's Emer McCarthy reporting. A mixed day on Wall Street with the Dow Jones Industrial Average down slightly, but the S&P and the NASDAQ closing higher. For more, visit voanews.com. I'm David Byrd, VOA News.